On this episode of Imagine, Create, Inspire.
Tukutane pale Agosti tarehe 20 saa 10 jioni.
You are listening to Imagine, Create, Inspire, the podcast. Join host Bruce Andrews in conversations with creatives. Every artist has a story, and the struggle is real to stay inspired and in the flow. Join in the conversation by leaving us your comments, and thanks for listening.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast, Imagine, Create, and Inspire. 3 words in a very deliberate sequential order. One that leads to the other. Imagination leads to creation. Creation leads to inspiration. And inspiration, Benny, when you properly apply it, produces hope.
That's it.
That's right. Hope is a commodity.
Mm-hmm.
Hope is fuel for the human soul. That's why being a catalyst for the imagination is so important. So we feel like here at the Shelby County Arts Council that engaging with artists are agents of change. You know, they can say things that you can't say sometimes in conversation. Right. So I have Benny and Jovan here with me from Swanglish.
Swanglish.
Yeah. And our main thing is to encourage y'all to come to the Shelby County Arts Council here at the Song Theater to hear you guys perform with Swanglish August 20th, 4 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. So it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be great.
Is it gonna be lit, man?
It's gonna be really lit. You know what? Bruce just introduced me to this.
That's a southern thing.
Buffalo Rock ginger. I've never had it before, so it might be lit like this one.
I mean, that might have some East African influence. I don't know.
Yeah, that's spicy.
It'd be like your music. It might have some East African influence.
East African influence.
Speaking of which, would you say that's like your predominant?
Yeah.
Influence? How would you describe your music? Let's just start there.
So if we think about Swanglish, for those of you that don't know, I am Tanzanian born and I was raised some in the United States. But now Swanglish, how it came about. Actually, what's interesting, I don't know if you knew this. I was talking to Bruce one day. This was like a few years back. And I was just talking to him like, I have a passion for music. I want to start a band. I just can't find a name. Yeah. So we're just talking one day, and then I mixed Swahili and English, and I said, hey, that's called Swanglish. And he's like, that should be the name of your band right there. Mm-hmm. And that's how we got Swanglish. Yeah. But it's a little deeper than that, because if you think about,
hoping so.
Yeah, you know, what you know about that?
I just kidding you, man.
What you know about that? But seriously, like, diversity is what I'm all about. Inclusion is what I'm all about. And you're just looking about how all of my people came together. All of us came together as a band. Like, we are just so many different personalities. Mm-hmm. We have so many different gifts, like Jovan, Mr. MC over here. And he'll talk about that a little bit later. But Swanglish is basically a band that has Western styles of East African styles and Western styles of music. So like pop, funk, R&B, soul, you name it. So.
Okay.
Would you compare it to anybody that's doing anything similar, like on the jazz front or the pop front?
I don't know. What do you think?
I would think you would compare it to Snarky Puppy, because that's all you talk about. He wants us to be like Snarky Puppy.
Well, those complex overlaid rhythms, that kind of thing. You're all about that.
Yeah.
Well, Snarky Puppy, yes, but there's a lot more to it, because like we have Swahili in the mix. Like, we have a song called Mambo Vipi. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And Snarky Puppy doesn't speak Swahili, I don't think.
Mambo Vipi means?
It means what's up.
What's up, yeah.
What's up, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd say Snarky Puppy, some other different bands, too.
Yeah, so, I mean, you ain't from around here. So
where am I from?
So seriously, like in a nutshell, in 1,000 words or maybe 10,000 words or less.
Okay.
How'd you get here, bro?
So Tanzania is, if you go 65 south, keep going down there. I'm just kidding. So East Africa is actually in, so you think about Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi. So we're like right next to those countries. So it's like 9,000 miles away from here. So
right. So I mean, a lot of people that are into jazz and blues, like I am, in the American form of it, realized that that without the African roots, the rhythmic influences, we wouldn't have that music. So do you feel that any of that in connection in reverse? Like American jazz influencing your music and that kind of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think some of the music that we do is really inspired by, we take the improvisational approach. So jazz. Yeah. And because like some of the songs that we've created, it came from bad practice. We started, all right, what idea you got, Ebby? He's one of our keyboard player, and he just plays something, and then I just follow it with the groove, and then they write lyrics. So improvisational.
And you still have how many people in the band now?
8 people.
8 people.
Total. Yes.
Yeah. Cover it. Tell me who's doing what.
You want to hit it?
Yeah. So we'll start off with Benny here, founder. Man, he plays the keys and the drums. And so he's been holding down those. We have Joseph, who's also a drummer. We have Ebby, who plays the keys. We got Brenda, our singer. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We also have Lois, who also, that's his younger sister. She also sings.
Special feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see that.
One thing I really love about Lois is that she grew up she grew up in Tanzania, so she really brings that African tone when she sings, so it's really good. We got Thomas, who is, how would you describe Thomas? Does I want to say everything, but you get into the specifics on that.
So Thomas was actually a Montevallo grad like I was. He got his undergrad from there in music, and then he got the opportunity to go to the University of Indiana to get his master's. He just recently graduated. Shout outs to Thomas. But that guy plays everything. Like he doesn't play. He's like in it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He plays everything. Whew.
Where do you want to go as a band? Where do you want to take
Cash.
this thing?
And Cash. Can't forget Cash.
Yeah, I know Cash. I was thinking
Cash.
I was wondering why you didn't mention it.
Yeah. Is there anybody else we're missing?
Yeah. Oh, and
bass
then
player?
Brian. We got too many people now. No, yeah, we got Brian, our bass player, who's killing it, and then me as the rapper, MC. So,
yeah.
So is that something you just fell into, Jovan, or have you always wanted to do that?
Rapping?
You write lyrics as well?
I do, yeah. That's how I've always done it. I started when I was in college, and I didn't think I was going to be doing this, but I just kept collaborating, getting invited to perform, and it just kept going 10 years.
Were you originally doing like a spoken word or your flow without music and that kind of thing, and then you just connect with musicians?
Always. Well, this is the special thing about Swanglish for me.
Yeah.
Before, typically 99% of rappers are rapping behind a beat that a producer made, and they're just rapping over the track. Right. A lot of rappers rap over their own lyrics live, which is, to me, at that point, just play the song, but
stand there.
Yeah, Swanglish gave me the opportunity to actually play with live instruments, and that's what's so special, because I think every rapper wants that, but it's just not something. It's hard to find that community of musicians that you can collaborate with as a rapper.
Yeah, unless you're just super high end, like maybe like Chance the Rapper or something. Like collaborating with with all the A-list. But that is the thing, where there's no limit to melody and spoken word and that kind of thing. You can just crisscross them any way that you feel it or see fit, that kind of thing.
Right.
Well, I can't wait to hear you go, man. Because I think the last time that I saw you, it was you were just getting started.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
We kind of did it during COVID.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't fair to anybody, including you.
2021. Yeah. Yeah, but we started, and over time, I started to think about what Swanglish means and what the vision might mean, the mission might mean, and I figured that creating profound music that transcends languages and cultures would be the best way to define what we do.
So are you still connected to your concept for the intercultural music exchange? Is that what you call it?
Intercultural musicianship.
Yeah.
So I told Bruce about this during the COVID times, I would say. And I have some friends back in Tanzania that were just kind of thinking, hey, how can we bring people together? How can we use our crafts our talents that God gave us to bring people together? Because one language that everybody speaks is music. You know what I'm saying? So you could play the 251 in Japan. It's the same thing in the United States. You can play that in Tanzania. 251 progression is the same thing everywhere. Mm-hmm. So I was like, hey, ICM, intercultural musicianship, what would that be? So I can say more about that, but you just tell me what you want me to talk about.
You just keep talking, man.
So okay. So ICM is just a platform that brings artists together, musicians, singers, basically just to share and just to kind of create and to bring change and just to add value to other musicians.
So predominantly your platform for that is Instagram?
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube as well. So, but Instagram mostly.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you implement that? Do you ever have on there online collaborations?
Yes, online collaborations. So we would do like online live sessions, live streaming platforms, and we'd have people come on there, ask questions, and even after that, they would send in questions like, "Hey, how do you do this?" So just basically just a platform just to share and create. So
yeah. So you launched that during COVID, right?
During COVID, yes.
During the shutdown, so everybody was in their homes anyway, and that kind of thing.
That was much needed because people needed resources, but they couldn't go out. Everybody was locked up in chains and everything. So
yeah, we knew well because we started live streaming from here.
Exactly.
I think the very first show we put you in the box is like like an MC.
I was
it was
MC. Yeah.
I went back and looked at it. I laughed, man. I mean, you were great. Everybody was great at what they did. We knew not what we were doing. It was like back to you, Benny.
And I'm like, where do I go from here? But that was a good time.
It was fun. We had a good time. We kept it rolling. It's better to do something rather than nothing.
Yeah, and what really inspires me is this guy right here is a legend because people are complaining. People are talking about what can we not do? Like we can't do this and that. But he was like, let's go. We're a team. So we got to make something happen. So
it's easier to rise from something than dormancy. You go dormant, can't rise out of that, right? So we were too new not to do it. I mean, we've just been in this place since September 2019. We thought, well, we'll wait on the grand opening till we get a few other things done. And then, of course, everything shut down. It was like we got dressed for the prom and they canceled it. So, but it's all good now. We're all here together. Yeah. But so what's your musical influence, Johan?
I would say like artist-wise or just music genre-wise?
Both, yeah. Either or.
Wow. So I grew up listening to a lot of different music, and I used to want to be a singer. I used to listen I used to listen to Jill Scott a lot, and she's more of a R&B neo soul.
Yeah, sure.
But then I started getting into Outkast, and Outkast is very musical. I don't know if you know about the Dungeon Family, but it's full of just musicians. It wasn't rap based. It was more so like jazz based. And then Outkast came out of that. So when I was listening to the music, that kind of got inside of me, and so I've always gravitated towards the jazzy type feel. And so when me and Ben were first getting to know each other, he would always talk about chords and all those, and I was like, bro, you're speaking to my spirit.
2015
2015
years ago.
But and then rap, I've always loved rap. Kanye West. I don't know if we got to edit that out because I know he's canceled probably right now.
You don't know. I mean, he could change tomorrow. Whatever he's down with.
Change tomorrow. Yeah, but I really fell in love with just expressing ideas and emotions through words.
Yeah,
and doing it creatively and rhythmic. I don't know if y'all aware of like Mos Def. Have you ever heard of him?
Yes.
Incredible artist. I mean, the way he was able to relay and his intelligence, but also just rhythmically and all that just blew my mind. So I've always been chasing that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's too cool. Yeah, it's a I like to think that in the last few decades I've at least tried. I'm like that guy that's like pretty good at a lot of things but never great at anything.
Yeah.
So but rap was always a bridge too far.
Hey, look, Alabama Blues Hall of Fame right here.
Oh man.
Like seriously.
All that's slow and repetitive. It's like as opposed to having to flow and be all, deliver words and all complex polyrhythms and that kind of thing. It's just like, man, I can barely speak sentences.
That lane, you're really in that lane really well. So
thank you, bro. I have so much respect for people that actually play instruments. You know what I'm saying? And sing. Rap is cool. And rap is a skill, but rap is also, I would say, relatively easier than playing an instrument or singing. So for me, I really appreciate me being around musicians because that pushes me to be more mastered in my craft.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, being able to understand and work with the chemistry of a band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Is like you said, so many people that can rap are like maybe limiting themselves by just coming up with a beat first.
Yeah.
Or either, beat matching their vocal track that they made or something
Right.
synthetic like that.
Right.
It's very a lot of limits on their creativity. I believe they're limiting themselves in that way.
Yes.
Like-
yeah. Since we're talking about instruments, so I was raised in church. You know, church. I was raised in church. My dad's a pastor, and I wasn't born playing the drums. I was probably 14, 15 years old when I picked it up, but it was because our drummer at the time, he got called to this thing and never came back. So drums were just sitting there in church for like months, and I was like, I told Pops, I'm gonna learn.
Was that this side of the
This is in Tanzania.
Yeah.
Tanzania. So anyways, so what I'm trying to say is, if you're not in church, if you want to learn an instrument, go to church.
Well, you know, I mean, that's evidenced by a whole lot of artists.
That's it.
Yeah.
A whole lot of artists.
That's it.
In every genre, just about. You know, with blues, bluegrass, jazz. I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely rap, definitely hip hop, definitely R&B. I mean, church influence, baby.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's where you learn the instrument. And if you stick with it, you know, it's all the better. You get your ticket punched, so to speak.
Yeah. So to
That's
speak,
right.
like that.
So you got a spiritual element to what you do, right?
Oh yeah. I would say so.
Well, what do you mean you say so? I know so.
Well, what I'm
trying to be all coy and everything. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I do. Because like the music that we do is, I'm not gonna say. I had a conversation with Pops about this, and I was like, Pops. So you've heard our music.
For people that don't know, I mean, your father is a pastor of note in Tanzania.
So I guess you would compare him to like a Billy Graham.
Yeah.
In Tanzania, he's kind of.
He's a known evangelist.
He's known evangelist, bishop over several hundreds of churches, and he was actually.
He can throw down in the pulpit.
Oh yeah. He speaks like this.
But I mean, he does speak like the Lion King. I'm just saying straight up. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean, he could be talking about lunch, and it sounds really serious.
And you're like, oh my God, like I need to know the Lord right now. Yeah, but yes, I do have a spiritual background. I'm a Christian. And the music that we do is, we're giving back to the Creator that gave us these gifts. So
right, but I get what you're trying to say, or I think what you're trying to say is that it's an open door for everybody.
Absolutely.
I mean, like the concepts in the music are universal, and the people can just walk through and enjoy it.
Yeah, the only thing that because I've had people ask me, so what do y'all do? I said, what is that question? Why are you asking that question? Because it's like, are you doing secular music, or because we have some gospel songs in Swanglish?
Yeah,
and it's like I'm not contradicting anything because the music that we do, grandmama can listen to, granddad can listen to, and it's like, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
To me, I get why people ask that question.
Right.
I hear them ask it, but I mean, I'm an old guy saying this. So, I mean, I have license to say it. So
right. Go ahead.
I mean, that's such an old cliche question. I mean, like they asked Ray Charles that question.
We got young folks asking that question.
They asked Ray Charles that question. They asked Stevie Wonder that question. And the answer is, just listen and assimilate it. And if you enjoy it, then you write down your own questions and
that's it.
And from that, but I mean, you know what I mean? It's like that's. Music is a delivery vehicle for the truth sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just for enjoyment, and sometimes it's one or the other, a little of both. It's like
that's deep.
Don't overanalyze, man.
That's deep.
Just turn it on. So, like I think I told you, several people that are in closer to my age listened to a little bit of Swanglish and talked about the Paul Simon project that we grew up with. Graceland.
You know about Paul Simon?
But
I've heard of him.
Well, he had a project you might go back and look at. It's called Graceland, and he went to South Africa, I think, on a trip for some reason. He would go all over the world, try to research and get new musical influence. And he met I want to say it's Lady Smith Black Mambaza. That's a
okay. I gotta go back and listen to it.
So, but anyway, so he brought all these complex rhythms to a project. And there's like some really great songs on there that's still alive today.
I've heard.
So a lot of people, it's a compliment to you, that are in several people in my age category that heard it. They invoked that project straight out the gate.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Come check us out on August the 20th.
Paul Simon Graceland. Just like,
we might even do a song. You never know.
Like a thing. You might. That might be some clever action on your part to check that out and think about covering something.
What you think?
Let's do it.
You gonna sing?
No. We have a singer. That's what she's here for. You know what I'm saying?
That might be clever. That might be a good thing to do.
Yeah, we'll definitely look into it.
Well, anyway, I'm looking forward to you guys coming. We're honored to have you here. It's on Sunday, so I mean, that's good for everybody in this way. I mean, a lot of times, of the older clientele who I think will enjoy this.
Yeah.
You know, I really do. I mean, they don't like to come to night shows, so hey, it's in the daytime.
It's in the daytime.
Come on out.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else can be up. Everybody that's not of that age but likes to sleep late on Sunday,
Yeah.
they can come.
I find it interesting that it's
Yeah.
on a Sunday because,
Yeah.
you know, we're talking about church. It's on a Sunday. The show's on a Sunday.
Or they can choose to have church here at the Song Theater.
I love it.
At the Song Theater.
We're going to have church that
August 20th.
August
the
20th.
Song Theater.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Anything you guys want to say about your music, man?
So, yeah, I mean, we're just very blessed to have people that support us. You know, we have the Shelby County Arts Council, Bruce, Montevallo, the city of Columbiana, and just our families and friends. And we just want to just, you know, extend our appreciation to everyone that, you know, if you don't know us, hopefully you'll know us soon. But, yeah, we just like to thank y'all. Follow us on Instagram, Swanglish Music, Facebook.
All right. Before we leave, do what you always do. Teach them, look straight at that camera and teach them a Swahili word.
Swahili?
Yeah, this is Swahili with Ben.
I'll do you one even better. I'm going to teach Swahili.
Yeah, I want a new one.
I'm going to do Swahili and Nyakusa.
All right.
You know we got tribes in Tanzania, right?
Well, yeah, I assume you did.
Over 120. So
120.
I'm going to give you two words. The Swahili word number one is habari.
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 Philip, can you say it?
Habari.
Okay, he's got it.
You feel me? Habari is hello.
Habari.
Habari.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
And Mambo VP is what's
Mambo
up.
VP is what's up. So formal versus informal, right?
So, yeah.
You got that?
I got it.
Nyakusa.
What?
Nyakusa. My
Nyakusa?
nickname.
That's your nickname?
No. So in the Nyakusa is my tribe,
Oh,
right?
the tribe.
Yeah. So I'm gonna teach you a little Nyakusa though. So there's a phrase that I hear my dad calling his brothers. Like he'd go Malafiale, Malafiale. That means king. So Malafiale is king. That's my nickname.
Like
that's my
my
nickname.
T levels are going up right now. yeah. Just when you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malafiale.
So why don't you tell everybody in Swahili, see you there. Can you do that? Is that good?
Tukutane pale Agosti tarehe 20 saa 10 jioni.
What else you want? That's a wrap.
Thanks for listening to Imagine, Create, Inspire, the podcast. For more information on the Shelby County Arts Council, please visit www.shelbycountyartscouncil.com.